Okay, so let's look at Desmos to start with. This is the original function f of x. Let's just confirm that this is the function y equals 1 over x. This is the parent function. There it is. It looks like it's been reflected. Let's move to the paper so we can start our algebraic work. Okay, so here's the original function. First step, rewrite it. So the domain becomes the range and the range becomes the domain. I'm hoping you see the first step is to multiply both sides by the denominator on the right. Now that we've done that, we go ahead and distribute the x to both terms on the left. And we get 4x subtract 3xy equals 2y plus 5. Want to isolate y, so we need to move everything that has a y in its term to the left and everything that does not to the right. So we'll subtract 2y from both sides and we'll subtract 4x from both sides. And we get negative 3xy subtract 2y equals 5 subtract 4x. This is where your algebra 1-2 skills come into play. I need to isolate a y value here. Now both terms have a y. If you remember, the opposite of distribution or undistribution is called factoring. We can factor out that y value and we get y on the outside, negative 3x on the inside, and negative 2 is the second term. And just to confirm, if we redistribute, we get negative 3x times y, subtract 2 times y, equals 5 subtract 4x. Now that you see that we have multiplication, we can use division to divide both sides by a negative 3x subtract 2. And we have y all by itself. One last step here. I don't like all these negatives, so there's going to be one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to factor out a negative 1 from the denominator. If I distribute that negative 1 back into the parentheses, I get negative 3x minus 2, which is my original. So this is equivalent for the denominators. And I want to move my negative sign into the numerator's position, numerator position up here, remembering that this fraction bar is a grouping symbol. So I'm going to take this negative and move it up. And I get y equals a negative 5 plus 4x, or 4x minus 5, all over 3x plus 2. Let's move to Desmos and see if this is actually the inverse. We have a negative 5 plus 4x divided by, notice what happened here. I can't just divide. I need to make sure that I group this first and then divide by 3x plus 2.